Hi everyone! In today's Procreate tutorial, I'm going to show you how to draw this kawaii style illustration, a cute cat in Avocado. For this drawing, I'll be using the square canvas from Procreate. Let's start with picking the brush, and it will be the monoline brush from Calligraphy. The brush size I'll be using is 23%. For this drawing, I've prepared a color palette that you can download. Link will be in the description box. And first we are going to draw the avocado. Let's pick this dark green color. Now we are going to draw the avocado shape, just like that. And this will be the avocado's outline. Now we are going to create a new layer to draw the cat. And actually we are going to draw two parts of the cat separate, the head and the body. Let's pick the color for the cat's outline, this dark brown color. Inside the avocado, draw a head for the cat, like that. Now draw the ears and the line between them. I just want to let you know that I didn't draw it like that in my first try. It took me actually probably like 45 times before I got the shape that I wanted. So please don't get discouraged and keep trying to make a nice shape. Or you can always first draw a sketch and then just trace it. Now we are going to create a new layer for the cat's body. Draw a line like this. And now we're going to add the legs. Just like that. Now we have to draw a tail, a simple wavy line like this. Now let's go ahead and erase some lines. So let's pick the eraser, tap on it again and set it to monoline brush. And we have to erase these lines here. Now we have to go back to the brush and close the shape for the body. So later we can just fill it in with the color. Like this. I know this looks strange now, but it will be hidden under the avocado. So now we're going to color it, but first let's move that layer of the cat's body under the avocado. Now to color it, we're gonna set this layer to reference. And we are going to create a new layer and put it under the layer of the body. Now we're going to get the new color for the body, this light brown color, maybe it's more like orange, and just drag and drop it in there. Let's go back to the layers and now let's color the cat's head, so we have to tap on this layer and set it to reference. Now we are going to create a new layer and put it under the cat's head. And now we are going to color it inside. Okay, we are going to do the same for the avocado. So tap on the avocado layer and set it to reference. Now let's make a new layer, put it under the layer with avocado outline, and the color we are going to get is this third green color, this kind of yellowish green. Drag and drop it inside the avocado. Now we can turn off the reference, so tap on the layer and turn it off. We can start coloring and adding more details to the shapes. First let's color the avocado. Let's tap on the colored layer for avocado and create a new layer above it. Tap on it and set it to clipping mask. Now we are going to pick a new color, this second green color. And here we are going to change the brush. Let's go to airbrushing and pick soft brush. I will use size 14% and the opacity of the brush is something about 73%. Let's color it around the edges like this. And now I can turn down the brush size and add there some more color. And now let's color the cat's body. So tap on the layer of cat's body and create a new layer above it. Tap on it and set it to clipping mask. The color here we are going to use for the details is this third brown color. Let's change the brush back to monoline. And we can just draw some spots on the cat. Just like that, and let's color them in. You can get creative here, maybe draw some stripes instead of spots like this. Whatever you want. Okay, this is good. And now we're going to add some details to the cat's head. Let's create a new layer above the cat's head and let's set it to clipping mask. And here I'm going to draw 3 lines on his head. Now let's pick another color, this pink color, and draw triangles inside his ears, just like that. For the eyes and mouth, I'm going to pick the same brown color as an outline, so this dark brown color. I'm going to turn down the brush to 8%, and I'm going to draw a small circle for the eye. Hold your pencil down on the screen, and then put your finger on the screen to create the perfect circle. I want the second eye to be exactly the same, so I'm going to copy this eye. To do that, let's go to the selection tool, and with the freehand option selected, let's mark this eye. And here we can tap on copy and paste, and now we can use this arrow tool to move the second eye. Just like that. Now, if we go to the layers, we can see that the second eye is on a new layer. We can just tap on it and pick merge down to merge it with the other layer. Let's draw a mouth. And maybe big smile. And draw straight lines for the whiskers. Just hold your pencil down on the screen to make it a straight line. Let's go to the colors and pick the pink color and drag it into the cat's mouth. We can also draw some ellipse here for the blush. Color it inside. And I'm going to copy it just like with the eye. I'm selecting this ellipse here. Going to copy and paste, and now arrow tool and moving it to the left. Now in the layers, I'm going to merge that new layer with the other layer. Let's go back to the colors and pick the dark brown color and finish drawing mouth like this. To make this drawing even more cute, let's draw eyes and smiley face for the avocado. So I'm going to tap on this layer for avocado and create a new layer above it. Set it to clipping mask. Let's go to the colors now and pick the dark green color. Draw a circle for the eye. And use the selection tool to copy it and paste it. Let's move it to the side. Merge this layer down. And now for the smile, just draw an arc like this. If you hold your pencil on the screen, it will create a nice arc. And now you can tap here on Edit Shape and move those points so you will get an arc that you like. Tap on the screen to finish this. Let's give some blush to Avocado too. So I'm going to use the same pink as for the cat, and I'm drawing an ellipse like this. And again, I'm going to copy this one. Now we are going to add some shadows and highlights. Let's start with the cat's body. So let's go back to the cat's body layers. Let's tap on layer 8, the one that we have spots on, and create a new layer above it. Set it to clipping mask. And we have to change the blending mode for this layer. So tap on this N layer here and pick overlay. Now let's go to the colors and pick this dark color. This is almost black, but it's not black. Let's change the brush size to something bigger, and we can just draw the shadows like this. As you can see, it doesn't draw in a black, it draws in a color that is darker shade of the color underneath it. So let's add some shadows here. Also here behind the avocado. And maybe also here. Now we can change the opacity of this layer. We can turn it down, and this way the shadows colors will not be so bright. They will be toned down. So I'm going to set it to 40%. I think this is good. And now for the highlights, we're going to create a new layer. And we're going to set it to add. And also we have to set it to clipping mask. For the color, we are going to use this yellow color. And we are going to draw the highlights on the opposite side from the shadow. So here, maybe also here, and on the front of the legs. Now let's open the layers, and we can also turn down the opacity for this layer. Let's set it to 14%. In a similar way, we are going to add shadows and highlights to the head, and later on to Avocado. So let's tap on the layer for the cat's head, the one with the details, and let's create a new layer above it. Set it to clipping mask, and change the blending mode to overlay. Let's go back to that dark color, and we can draw the shadows like this. Now let's turn down the opacity of this layer, and let's check what was the opacity of the other shadows. It was 40%, so we are going to use the same 40% for the head's shadows. Okay, and now we can make a new layer for the highlights. Let's set it to clipping mask, and change the blending mode to add. Change the color to this yellow color, and draw the highlights. And now again we are going to turn down the opacity to 14%. Now we can move on to Avocado, so let's create a new layer above the Avocado's eyes, set it to clipping mask, and change the blending mode to overlay. Pick that dark color, let's put the brush to maximum size, and draw a shadow over here, and also there will be shadow under the cat's head, and a little bit here. Okay, now I can go to the layers and turn down the opacity. Let's set it to 40% like the other layers with shadows. Now let's create a new layer for the highlights. Change the blending mode to add, and set it to clipping mask, and again pick the yellow color. Let's draw a line here like that, and now let's go to the layers and turn down the opacity of this layer to 14%. So now the cat and Avocado are done. Now I want to move all of this to the middle of the canvas. So I'm going to select all of the layers, so one by one I'm going to swipe them to the right. And now I'm going to tap here on the group to group them. Let's tap on this group, and we can use the arrow tool to move it. If we select here uniform option, we can also change the size of this. Okay, now let's open the layers. We can hide this group like this, and let's tap on the background color, and for this background color I'm going to pick this light blue purple color. Tap on the layers again and create a new layer and move it so it will be under the group. Now we are going to open the colors and pick white color, and we are going to draw the grid behind the characters. There is a special brush for this. It is under the textures and it's called grid. I'm going to use size 72%, and now with one movement, without picking the pencil from the screen, I'm going to color the whole background, like this. To make it fade more on the edges, we can use the eraser. Let's set it to airbrushing to soft brush, and let's pick a big size, something around 28%. And now let's just erase it on the edges like this. To finish this illustration, we can add some stars and dots around the characters. Let's make a new layer for this. And I have special stamp brushes. If you're interested in them, you can check the link in the description box, but you can also just hand draw them. I'm going to use this pointed star, like this. You can draw it in different sizes. Let's add some small crosses. And maybe let's add some dots. I'm just going to make these stars and dots bigger, and the illustration will be finished. Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed this. If you want to share your drawing with me, you can tag me on Instagram. I would love to see it. I would also appreciate if you could leave a comment and like to help me with the algorithm. Thank you and see you in my next video, bye!